Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're diving headfirst into the absolutely brutal, multiversal world of Sol Pen. But we aren't just looking at the lore from a distance, no. We're going through a complete campaign log, specifically from the POV of its most lethal, completely silent protagonist, Gem. We're going to see exactly how she weaponizes the mechanics of this universe to absolutely dominate the board. Okay, so we are jumping straight into a high-stakes campaign run with the tear-it-up rules actively engaged. If you know the game, you know what that means. Literally every single piece on the board is up for grabs. They can be captured, stolen, or totally destroyed. And we're tracking Gem's epic rise from the absolute bottom of the game's hierarchy all the way to the top. So check out her starting point. She literally spawns into this game as a level 0 maid at the peaceful ranch of retired tech billionaire Lucky Shepherd. But, she doesn't stay a maid for long. Operating as an undercover asset for a really mysterious figure named Sol, her journey from this unassuming servant to a literal cosmic warlord is just a masterclass in tactical gameplay. Now here's where we see her brilliant gameplay right out of the gate. Gem doesn't just eliminate enemies, she completely weaponizes this brutal 3-step capture process. While silently serving drinks and wiping down tables at Lucky's ranch, she's actually secretly weakening the ranch staff, capturing them and converting them into her very first low-level clone squad. I mean, it's a brilliant, stealthy start to building an empire right under her target's nose. And you might be wondering, where exactly does she put all these captured clones? Well, she snags her first Flexbox super early on. Think of a Flexbox as a reality-bending quantum storage unit. You can put anything in it. This early acquisition becomes Gem's absolute greatest tactical advantage, basically allowing her to infinitely hide her growing army right in her pocket. Things escalate real fast when a ruthless CIA agent named Thompson shows up to blackmail Lucky. To advance her infiltration mission, Gem pulls a massive pro-gamer move here. She purposefully lets herself get captured during the raid. It looks like a defeat on the surface, but she uses her time locked inside the CIA black site to silently download all their files. Calculated, right? She's quickly broken out by her true master's soul and instantly levels up to the infiltrator class. Let's move to the next phase, because this gets crazy. Gem shadows Lucky into a massive firefight in the Afghanistan desert. While Lucky's crew is pinned down fighting terrorists and U.S. Special Forces, Gem is surgically commanding her hidden clones to capture enemy combatants mid-battle. Then suddenly, the whole chaotic field is cleared by lasers from a hovering UFO called the Discord. As they get abducted, Lucky's genius friend Astra drops this incredibly eerie, timeline-glitching realization. We've been here before. Gem, of course, just stays silent. She already knew. Arriving at the hidden Lunaria moon base inside that UFO unlocks the game's absolute god-tier mechanic, the Sol Pen. Sol reveals this device to the crew, and it's wild. It's a reality-bending 3D bioprinter that uses a really dark currency, the souls of sacrificed clones, to grant you absolute creative power. With it, you can print weapons, armor, vehicles, or even brand new Flexboxes. On the moon base, Gem finally drops the polite maid act altogether. She integrates fully with Lucky's growing forces, proving her worth by commanding cloned fire teams in these brutal training arenas against highly restricted, transparent mutant dinosaurs. Through sheer tactical dominance, she officially secures her spot as Lucky's second-in-command. It really proves that sometimes the absolute best way to gain trust is just to show total competence on the battlefield. Okay, boarding the massive SOL mothership, the crew is instantly hit with this wild duality. On one hand, you have this horrifying biological engine running the ship. It's a grotesque, half-heart, half-brain cyborg machine, literally powered by clone deaths. On the other hand, taking experimental psychedelics with a mysterious clown janitor gives Gem the timeline fragments she actually needs to truly understand her multiversal purpose. Now the campaign shifts to Mars, and honestly, this is peak gameplay right here. Mars isn't just a planet in this run, it's an unforgiving war economy. Oxygen-rich mutant blood, specifically type C, is the literal currency here, flowing through these massive beating heart networks. For Gem, territory control means everything, and she immediately sets her sights on dominating these blood districts. Just look at this action log. It is relentless. Gem raids a hospital that serves as a nest for alien carcasodes, bagging super valuable mutation samples.
She uses the soul pan mid-pursuit to literally print traps during high-speed canyon chases. She discovers and captures rebels who mutate into grotesque roach clowns, and she's constantly modding these Mad Max-style rovers with blood-fueled engines to build an unstoppable vehicular empire. But then, the clowns, who are this dangerous rebel faction, attempts to trap the crew with a massive orbital space blockade. To bypass it, Jem pulls off an absolutely insane, high-stakes bluff. She actually injects herself with alien Carcazad blood. She uses her own infected body as bio-proof to trick the clown scanners into believing their hijacked Martian fleet is actually being flown by infected rebels. The bluff totally gets them through, but she's briefly captured by the clowns in space. And yet again, Jem turns the capture mechanic into a weapon. It's a brilliant three-step play. She hides inside her own flex box right before capture, allows the enemy to bring the box aboard their ship, and then bursts out from within to deploy her stored forces, completely turning the tables from the inside out. Landing back on Earth, the server stats are looking really grim. The clowns have beaten them here, and society is completely collapsing into a literal carnival nightmare of chaos. Worse than that, Jem's high-risk play-up in orbit is finally catching up to her. That alien Carcazad blood is spreading to her heart, and she is actively dying from the infection. In a really tense, emotional moment, Lucky uses the soul pen to perform a delicate, emergency life-saving surgery on Jem. This near-death experience leads to their very first kiss, and while Jem remains entirely silent, this single event permanently cements her lethal loyalty to Lucky as they gear up and level up for the campaign's massive finale. But as they infiltrate the ultra-elite clean zone, boom, shocking discovery. There's an imposter, a fake Lucky. This doppelganger is operating out of a massive diamond mine headquarters, hoarding gold and high-tech weaponry on an absolute industrial scale, all while using Lucky's identity. Which brings us to the massive sci-fi twist of the entire run. Are you ready for this? The imposter hoarding all those weapons isn't just some random fake. It's Soul. And Soul is actually a future version of Lucky. He has been orchestrating this entire timeline, looping events and hoarding resources to prepare humanity for a massive, unavoidable future conflict. It's wild. So we hit the climax of her playthrough, and the truth is out. Jem openly rejoins her original master, Soul, alongside Lucky. The diamond mine just erupts into an all-out battlefield. Jem commands her clone legions, literally dropping entire armies out of her infinite flex boxes directly onto the field, swarming the enemy with heavily modded Martian rovers, and capturing elite clean zone enforcers to just keep adding to her ranks. Just take a second to look at this tactical evolution. I mean, she started as a level 0 maid quietly sweeping a ranch with one tiny flex box. Now, she's a sovereign-class second-in-command with infinite quantum storage. Without saying a single word, she has captured pieces from every faction, modded entire fleets, and completely transformed into the ultimate game master. Her final campaign stats are just off the charts. With platinum streaks in her hair from repeated soul pan enhancements, she controls Martian blood districts, commands modded fleets, and holds infinite storage. She's standing by, fully leveled up, just waiting for new orders in the ultimate New Game Plus multiverse mode. Which brings us to the ultimate tagline of the whole experience. One pen, infinite realities. Claim everything. It perfectly reminds us that with that reality-bending soul pen in hand, the entire universe isn't just some map to explore, it's a board filled with pieces waiting for you to capture and conquer. So, I'm gonna leave you with this final provocative thought. You've seen exactly how Jem dominated the board by turning every single obstacle into an asset. As Lucky stands there looking out over a transforming Earth, a choice has to be made. Will you step up, take control of the timeline, and become the new Soul? Or will you start a totally new game and break the loop forever?